Alright, let's take a look at that Aliengear in waistband holster, a Kydex leather hybrid. This is what you get. It comes in a plastic bag. You get the holster. There it is there. I got brown because it was a little bit cheaper, and it's going to be in waistband and no one's going to be seeing it anyway, with any luck. You also get a really cool sticker. I like stickers, so that's fun. It's a fun little sticker. You get your warranty, how to wear, that sort of thing. You also get a set of hardware for it, extra bolts, the leather grommet things, whatever, the rubber bushings to change the fit of the holster if you need to. So that's kind of cool. Or if I would assume if you lost one or something like that, but that's pretty cool. Here's the optional straps that I bought for it. These were like another $9. Haven't put them on yet. I don't particularly care for the steel clips, so it's a Kydex on the back, one-way snaps. So hopefully these will be kind of cool. I'm going to give them a go. Okay. Let's take a closer look at that. About this that's a little different than the other makers is they use those rubber spacers I just showed you. You can see light through there. So the shell is actually held away from the leather backing. Okay. Their theory is you can tighten the screws down, press the shell in deeper to get a tension that you like. Where if you have a riveted on Kydex portion like on this Galco, you don't have that option. So if it gets loose or it's too tight, you just pretty much have to break it in or live with it. Okay. I don't know how that's going to work in the long run, but definitely a different design thing. It's also got a full-length Kydex holster that covers the entire barrel. This is for a SIG P226 single action only elite. There it is in there. You can see that it covers the entire muzzle, which I like, so it keeps your sight from wearing a hole in your pants, potentially. I've never done it, but you know, it just seems to reason. But with that gap, it's possible you might get a lot more lint and stuff coming in through the side as opposed to another model. The Galco does not cover the whole muzzle. Okay, you can see it there, it's sticking out, so you're going to wear your finish, etc. Kydex is so light it doesn't make that much of a difference to me. As you know, I'd rather have it covering the muzzle, but there it is there. You can kind of see the difference. The Aliengear has a fairly thick piece of leather. It's a single piece of leather. It's got one screw holding the clips on there, which is pretty common. Some of the other brands are like that. The Galco, though, since I'm comparing here, it's the only other holster of the type I have, has two. A drawback is it won't pivot as much. A plus is it might be stronger. The Galco also has a sandwiched layer of leather, so it's like two pieces glued together, and it is thicker. Will it be better? I don't know. You can see here where the bullet forward slide release of my Glock has been pushing into that one top layer, the black layer. You can kind of see that there. So there's the Galco, and here's the Aliengear, the one we're actually intent on. I like the silver Aliengear logo, kind of cool. No one will ever see it but me, but I like it. You can see we've got other holes here, so you can change the height of the holster. But it has a unique look. I like the way it looks. Give you some close-up views there. And then we'll compare it with the Galco. riveted solid, 2 bolts here, but you can also move them up, but you've got to move the Chicago screw. I think these are Chicago screws, whereas the Aliengear has the ones with the spiky bits that actually go into the leather. I'm not sure what they're called. Which is better? I don't know. Time will tell on that. But there's the basic difference. Now both these holsters were about the same price, the way they stand. This one's $30 in the base price, and then I added another $8.95 for the leather straps, which is not an option, I don't think, with the Galco. I'm not sure about that though, so don't quote me. So all said and done, with shipping, this is $48. This was $48 before shipping, if I remember. So they're very similar in price. I couldn't say which one's better. I just wanted to give you something to compare it to. Okay, here's the Alien holster on the 3 o'clock position, which is right on the side of your hip. And as you can see, it's doable. It's not where the manufacturer recommends it. They recommend it back here in about 4 o'clock. And one of the reasons is in the construction I showed you about how it fits away from the leather. If you can see here, that gap is creating a lot bulkier of an area here. I mean, you can put your whole finger in there because the holster will not flex around that because of the design. Whereas like with the Galco, where it's riveted directly to the backing, you can see that you get a lot tighter of a bend there. So that's one advantage that this holster has over the Aliengear holster. Okay, here's the Kiing Tuk on with the Glock. This is right on the hip, like I showed you with the Aliengear, and you don't have that major gap here as you do with the Aliengear holster. The Kiing Tuk is just a little bit flatter because the Kydex shell is, bolted directly to the leather, and it doesn't have, as much sticking out with that height of the spacers that you've got on the Aliengear. So that's something to think of if you like to wear it right on in the 3 o'clock position, right there on the hip. So if I was going to wear it in this position, I think the Galco is a better holster just because of the way the belt fits around it in this position. So that's just something to think about. I wanted you guys to see that, just so you know. Okay, here it is at about the 3:30, 4 o'clock position, I guess you would call it. Right behind the hip bone. There's my hip bone there, about where the clip is. So it's fitting a little bit flatter in the back. This is more where they recommend. They actually recommend it a little bit further back. But it works pretty well here. You can get a firing grip for the draw stroke. Reholstering is pretty easy. You don't have as big a gap in here because of the plastic like I showed you on the 3 o'clock position. And of course it's more concealable from the front because you really can't see it. But it works well there. It's comfortable. One thing I hate is the metal clips. To me they're a bitch to get on. They do hold once you get them on, but one thing to think about if you buy one of these is if you can see how this is curled up so you can grab it with your finger right there. Well, it sticks out. So if you sit down into a wood chair that's finished, or a leather chair or something like that, or slide into your car seat, which is a leather seat, or even a fabric seat, this edge is pretty fine, and you're probably going to put a good scratch in it. So that's one thing to think about. I mean, you could rip your own hand there if you raked it across there quick. So that's another reason that I don't like the metal clips, although they do allow the holster to come off quickly. So that's something to think about if you're buying this type of holster from whatever brand, really. Reholstering is a little bit trickier. It's easy, but compared to the Galco, when you've got more of a full shell, it's easier to reholster. This one's almost like a 3/4 shell. So getting the pistol back in, you kind of have to push in on the leather backing there as you go down. But there's no problem with that. It's just a little bit different. So that's really not an issue, but I thought I'd make you aware of that, I should say. Let's see what the leather straps look like on this. Okay, there it is with the leather straps on there. One thing I didn't mention, which I just thought of as I was putting these on, is I mentioned how the Aliengear has these type of screw fixtures in there. Well, you can see the head of it sticking up there. Now, if you use this as a tuckable and you tuck your shirt back there, I don't think you would hit that, but I don't know, it's a possibility. If you got it between your belt or whatever, that your shirt might hang up on that. Something to think about. I don't usually tuck, so I don't know. Let's take a look at this on. Okay, there's what it looks like with the leather straps on there. A lot easier to put on. You have the option of shifting it around, which is kind of nice a little bit. I haven't worn it with the straps yet, so I don't know if it's going to shift while you're wearing it. This is just slightly behind my hip, which is kind of where I like it. You can get a full firing grip on there, so drawing is pretty easy. I put the leather straps in the same position that the clips were. So there you can see it there. I like it a lot better already with the straps because those clips are just a bitch to get on. Okay, I had an astute viewer point out that when I had it on in that last frame there, that the top of the holster was sitting really high, almost under my armpit. So what I did is I moved the leather straps into a different position. You've got 3 positions on here to lower it inside the belt line. So let me throw that on and show you what that looks like. Okay, there's what it looks like with the straps in their lowest position. You can see it there. It sits lower than in that last frame. You can still get your firing grip, get your draw out. Even from concealment. Let me put on my obnoxious orange Hawaiian shirt. Hawaiian shirt. And you can still throw it out of the way and get to it. Like I say, if you're working with any concealment garment, especially a thin one like this, what you saw right there is getting your grip with the shirt in it. So you got to be practiced with that. I like a little heavier shirt, that's why I kind of like this one. It's cotton, but still you've got to flick it out of the way with you know, a little authority. And it's something, you know, you should practice at home. You know, they always say practice your draw stroke, but you can get it, you know, you can get it out easily. So the Alien works pretty good. I'm going to show you something I don't like about the Alien, though, after using it for a while, as opposed to the Galco. Let me show you that. Remember I was telling you with the leather straps, it comes off real easy. I think even easier than the clips, and it goes on especially easier. But if you look, the way these are attached is they move. The plastic will move and shift around on you, which gives you more adjustability. But when you're putting it on and taking it off with all this movement, to me it's not as secure as some other holsters I've carried. So anyway, I like it though pretty much. So there you are, the Alien. Okay, so there's my quick review of the Aliengear in-waistband holster, Kydex Hybrid, and the comparison with the Galco Kiing Tuk holster, just for comparison's sake. I'm not saying one's better than the other, just different. So thanks for watching. I hope this helps some of you guys out if you're out there looking for a holster. Thanks for watching.